readers to discover that we are actually far more similar than we are different. While Stealing Thunder is the first book of its kind, I know in my heart that it will not be the last. Soon, a new generation of trans girls will pick up their pens, or more likely take out their keyboards, and share their stories with the world. Until then, I hope that this book provides them some small inspiration and reminds them that they can do and be anything, that their transness is not a disability or a limitation, but a beautiful, natural, and normal part of the human condition, and one as worthy of celebration as any other. I invite you to celebrate with me. Alina Boyden.
Chapter 1. Like all creatures of the desert, I had learned to sleep off the worst of the day's heat and to enjoy the cooling breezes that came with the night. All around me, the city of Bikampur was springing into a second life, invigorated by the same chill air that ripples across the surface of my own skin and threatened to snatch my dupatta from my head. My ears were filled with the sounds of men and women conversing from their canopied rooftops, their low murmurs of conversation mingling with the cries of street vendors and the rattling of their carts on the limestone-paved streets. There was nothing that stirred my heart quite like the magic of a desert night, and I followed close on the heels of our guru Varsha as she led us out of the courtyard's front gate. "I heard that Govind Singh's Haveli has gems embedded in the walls," Sakshi said to me, drawing me out of my thoughts. She was baiting me, fighting to keep a grin off her face. "So?" I asked, giving her the shrug she expected, showing her just how unimpressed I was with such a paltry display of wealth. Once upon a time, when I was young and foolish, I'd made such comments in earnest. But those days were long past, and now it was a game I played with her and no one else. Sakshi rolled her eyes with the drama of a performer and groaned. "Well, we weren't all born in the lap of luxury like you, Razia. Who was your father again? The Sultan of Nizam?" My heart skipped a beat. Did she remember? I hadn't mentioned him in years. I swallowed the knot of fear in my throat that always rose up at the mention of my homeland and kept my voice light. "No one's so famous, but my father's mahal did have gems embedded in the walls, and his throne was pure gold." I hoped the details would distract her from my father's precise identity. I trusted Sakshi with my life, but I'd never been able to make her understand the danger I was in. And I didn't want to. She wouldn't be able to sleep if she knew the truth. "And you rode your first Zahak when you were 4. Sakshi heaved a wistful sigh. Her whole life, she'd always wanted to ride a Zahak, but had never got within 100 paces of one. I relaxed a little as she stared off into the distance, no doubt imagining herself atop an azure-winged thunder Zahak. This was what she'd been after. A daydream. Sometimes I wondered if that was what she thought my past was. Nothing more than a bedtime story I told myself to feel important. "Enough of that nonsense," Varsha chided, and I knew it was for my benefit. Unlike Sakshi, she hadn't forgotten who my father was, and she was clever enough to know the dangers my identity might bring down upon our heads if anyone were to find out. "Razia, I don't care if you grew up in a royal palace or a gutter. Our clients don't like arrogant girls. So you'll act impressed, even if you think Govind Singh is a camel herder with delusions of grandeur." There was more truth to Varsha's words than she would have openly admitted. Govind Singh was a wealthy man, to be sure, but he had made most of that fortune investing in camels, or more particularly, in camel-laden caravans, which ferried goods from the interior across the trackless desert to the port cities of the south and the west. It was a far cry from the ideal for a Registani nobleman. They were supposed to be ferocious warriors who enriched themselves